बहुत टाइम से हमें इंटरव्यू करना चाहते थे पर हो नहीं रहा था. राजमौली सर हैड अ लॉट ऑफ फेथ इन मी, बट आई एम वेरी हैप्पी कि एट लास्ट मैं आपके शो पे हूँ. इस फिल्म को एक री रिलीज मिला है जो शायद एक शोले को या रजनीकांत सर की कुछ फिल्मों को नसीब होता है. मैं खुद आपके काफी सारे इंटरव्यू देखती हूँ तो मुझे बड़ा मजा आता है. हाय, दिस इज तमन्ना, यू आर वाचिंग बॉलीवुड हंगामा. डू सब्सक्राइब.
Well, we finally have with us तमन्ना भाटिया. बहुत बहुत इंतजार करवाया है इन्होंने आप मुलाकात करने के लिए, लेकिन खूबसूरत चीज़ों का आपको इंतजार करना भी चाहिए. एंड आई होपफुली इट विल बी वर्थ इट. तमन्ना, प्लेजर हैविंग यू बैक ऑन बॉलीवुड हंगामा.
थैंक यू फॉर हैविंग मी अगेन आफ्टर सो लॉन्ग.
नो,
और जैसे आपने कहा, मैंने आपको बहुत टाइम रुकाया है. बहुत टाइम से हमें इंटरव्यू करना चाहते थे पर हो नहीं रहा था. बट आई एम वेरी हैप्पी कि एट लास्ट मैं आपके शो पे हूँ. एंड मैं खुद आपके काफी सारे इंटरव्यू देखती हूँ तो मुझे बड़ा मजा आता है. आप जब लोगों को इंटरव्यू करते हैं, इट्स एक्चुअली फन वाचिंग देम.
Thank you so much. And Tamanna, you're live on Facebook.
Hello to all the Facebook fans, and thank you for watching us. And yeah, I'm looking forward to this interview.
Thank you so much. Okay, now Baahubali and now Baahubali 2.
Yes.
How excited are you? You were there at the launch of the motion poster at Mami.
Yeah.
You looked stunning. First of all, I must tell you that.
Thank you.
And how has been the experience so far? These 2 years, because this film has become so huge, and you were appreciated big time in that. Especially in many ways, your character, the sort of graph, the way it has.
Yeah.
For most parts, it's very progressive.
Yeah.
Certain things people had issues with, but for most part, it's very progressive as a woman.
Yes.
How has this movie changed your life? The
For
first
me,
part and now
what
second.
amazes me for starters is that एक फिल्म जो 2 साल पहले रिलीज हुई थी, उसका एक्साइटमेंट 2 साल तक कंटिन्यू होना. इनफैक्ट मुझे तो महसूस भी नहीं हुआ कि फिल्म को रिलीज होकर 2 साल हो गए हैं.
जी.
एंड इस फिल्म को एक री रिलीज मिला है जो शायद एक शोले को या रजनीकांत सर की कुछ फिल्मों को नसीब होता है.
जी.
सो आई फील दैट दिस इज आई मीन इट्स अ वेरी ओवरवेलमिंग प्रोसेस वेयर यू फील दैट यू आर सो लकी टू बी अ पार्ट ऑफ अ फिल्म जो सिर्फ रीजनली नहीं बट और हम सिर्फ हमारे देश में नहीं, इवन विदेश में नाम कमाया है. बिकॉज इट्स नॉट एवरी डे दैट हैपेंस. So yeah, it's a matter of great pride, and it's at the same time very humbling.
Absolutely. I still I'll go back to that Mami evening where you guys launched the motion poster. When you spoke, I've known you for quite some time now. My perception was that you're a different person. Somehow you came across as far more confident, you're far more articulate, and it was a very different Tamanna Bhatia from whatever I understood.
Sure.
To be honest.
Yes.
Has this movie also affected you, maybe as a person, maybe intellectually? Have you grown in a way?
Definitely. I mean, Baahubali for me, the entire process of filming that, and first of all, I had a major fear of heights.
जी.
जो मैंने इस फिल्म को शूट करने के दौरान मैंने उस फियर को ओवरकम किया, क्योंकि मुझे काफ़ी सारा इस फिल्म में स्टंट्स करना पड़ा.
बिल्कुल.
एंड मेरे लिए इट वाज अ फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट. मैंने इसके पहले कभी भी इस किस्म का एक्शन बिल्कुल भी अटेम्प्ट नहीं किया था.
जी.
So yes, I realized that everything can be achieved when you apply technique and you apply your mind to it. Right. And when you research and when you work towards it, you can achieve something that you thought you couldn't. And that comes from a huge part that Rajmouly sir had a lot of faith in me.
Right.
And that faith is actually what's propelled me today to also take the effect of Baahubali into my other films, in the sense that I'm more conscious about the kind of films I choose.
Right.
Of course, with with a film getting appreciated, you do feel more confident about what you do.
Bilkul.
And it's like an affirmation of the faith that you have in yourself. But when people like your work, it's a double affirmation.
Absolutely.
So, and yeah, I mean, like you said, I personally also was very much influenced by being a part of the film and the release.
Definitely, it seems like as well. And obviously she's become far more prettier. That is definitely like a wonderful thing as well. Now, as I mentioned in the beginning, for most parts it was called very progressive.
Yeah.
Your character, especially because here's a woman who's actually is helping out the man, and she can fight on her own. She has that fierce personality, and in a way it's like she's the Baahubali in her own right as well, till the time that the love story starts, and then suddenly people felt that maybe she was relegated somewhat to the backdrop. Do you feel that as well, that maybe there could have been
You know
different
what?
sort of graft to your character?
No,
the way you
actually, no,
started
what
off?
happens is that there are two things to this.
Ji.
If you watch the film, after the Panchi Bole song, which is where she realizes that she is in love with Shivru, and Shivru makes her aware of her feminine side, you also see that after realizing her love, she lets go of her love and walks towards her bigger goal which she has in life.
Ji.
See, that part of that film was very conveniently forgotten because it's such a small part of it, comes as a short, but it's actually for people who remember the film, it's her realizing her love yet moving on to her bigger goal.
Okay.
Because that's what she thinks is more important. The larger goal is more important. Then again, when we made the film, it was about a character who is very strong and her strength is intact, but she doesn't realize that she has a lot of love and a lot of femininity to her. That part of her she's
not aware.
Touched that part of herself. And also there are different facets to a woman. You know, that's what this film also portrays, not only through my character but also the other female characters in the film. A woman is so many things.
Sure.
So
Anushka's character,
Devasena or Sivagami, which is played by Ramya Krishnan. So each one of us had some very interesting character trait to portray. And I feel that, you know, this is just a section of the audience that chooses to see what they want to see. So at the end, this is what we wanted to say, but you know, everybody's going to have a perspective, and we have no opinion on the opinion that they have, but we accept opinions.
I think one can keep on talking about many things, and obviously the movie has a graph, and you're calling it Baahubali, so you want to take a certain trajectory. But still, many people felt, even personally I felt, that the way your character starts off is really wonderful. It is progressive, and because this entire concept that like woman, after all said and done, she has to be the one who's being supportive to her man. Maybe people had issues with that as well. That she can have her own say as well. She could
see, Faridun, at the end we are telling a story. We are not
exactly.
trying to preach an audience as to how the society
but, this
should
movie
be.
Has become so much. People have started owning it.
I know that when you relate so much to a film, you have very strong opinions about it. But at the end of it all, we are also entertaining a very large audience, and for a film like this, we don't want to lose out on any kind of audience.
Bilkul.
To be honest, because we can't afford to lose out on any kind of audience.
Absolutely.
Making this film on such a large scale, such a huge budget, the film has to reach out to maximum number of people. So the film is made to tell a story, and that's what's more important than giving out a message. The message comes out, that's great, but that's not the sole.
No issue. Maybe I think some film should be made entirely with Tamannaah in the lead, and she should be just
those
doing
films
the action and the stunts and dances. No one is complaining about the dances as well. She dances beautifully. So what is it that people can look forward in Baahubali 2? What is it that you think, as far as you are concerned?
I think, first of all, if I could speak overall about the film, the first part is more about the characterizations. So what you've seen is you've been introduced to the world of Mahishmati, and you've been introduced to all the individual characters. But the second part is going to give you so much more story and the conflict that is there between all the characters in the movie. If I can say that with uttermost humility, that if the first part was a film, I would consider that as a trailer. The second part is what has all the meat in it. So that's what we knew of when we heard the script at the initial stages. And what I know of is that the film has maintained the same script. But yes, of course, after a film having had so much recognition and appreciation, we were able to kind of up the preparation. We were able to up the budgets. We were able to up the VFX. So those things we could kind of accentuate on, but the story kind of remained the same.
So, but what about Tamannaah Bhatia fans? What is it that they can look forward to?
Action. That's what my character is all about. That, like you said, that it ended on a note that maybe you felt that did not culminate to what you imagined it to be. But yes, this film has a culmination for all characters, including mine.
Actually, masla kya hai, Tamannaah ji? India mein anyone and everyone has an opinion on cricket and movies. ऐसे होना चाहिए था, सचिन को ना बॉल को अगर वो ऐसे करके यूं कर देता तो बॉल वहां होती. Everyone has an opinion. I'm sure that
That's
you'll agree with
fair.
that.
That's fair.
So
I mean,
उसमें
see,
that is something
they
that
pay
people
their
tend
money to watch a movie, and their opinions
They're passionate
are
about it. They're
yeah,
very
yeah.
passionate
Their
about it.
opinions are valid and their opinions are accepted. So that we can't make movies on people's opinions. That's
Absolutely. Let's play a rapid fire with you as well. Considering that you are so witty and sharp with your answers, so let's play rapid fire with Tamannaah Bhatia. Prabhas or Rana, who's hotter?
It's very hard to choose. It's actually impossible.
Okay.
A little bit of both.
Little bit of both. Okay. If you can choose one for each situations, hypothetically. Okay. If you have to go on a date, go on a long drive, go on a movie. Go on a date, go on a long drive, go on a movie with following people. You have to select from Ranveer Singh, Ajay Devgn, and Akshay Kumar.
Movie would be Ranveer. Date also would be Ranveer actually. He is very, very sweet and very, very witty person.
Right.
I've had the good fortune of working with him briefly. So yeah, so let's keep it date Ranveer, movie Ajay,
Okay.
and
Long drive.
definitely Akshay, because he's a wild, he loves adventure and
Yeah.
adventure sports. Even when I shot for entertainment, we had a shot of a speedboat. It was the first time I went on a speedboat, and thankfully he was there because he's so
Yeah.
good
Yeah, that's
with anything that has speed involved in it.
Correct. Okay, your favorite scene of Baahubali series in which you were not in?
A scene that I wasn't in.
जी. जिसमें आप सीन में नहीं है लेकिन आपको वो सीन बहुत पसंद है.
The climax of the film, definitely, because
Okay,
that's
which is
like.
still not come.
You mean the part 2 or part 1?
Any of them.
In part 1, I think the climax was it's what blew people off.
Absolutely.
Because the 20 minutes, the last 20 minutes of the film where it's Baahubali and Balal Deva fighting. There's also a civil war going on, and there's also another war going on.
जी.
So I found that there was a part in the film that even took me off guard. Like I was like, wow, that's really smart.
Right.
So yeah, that would be something that.
Okay, one talent you wish you had.
A talent of saying no. I'm terrible at saying no. I say yes to everything. I have to learn how to say no.
Oh, okay. What is the last thing you Googled?
The last thing I googled, myself. That's terribly vain, but yeah, myself.
Okay, what's your guilty pleasure in your music library?
Guilty pleasure is one question, and music library is another question. It's the same
No.
question.
What is your guilty pleasure in your music library? Any song that that may not people may not be finding it too cool, but you think that it's like really cool and you find like really fun.
Ande ka fanda.
Ande ka fanda?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good one. Okay, an outdated fashion trend you wish you should come back.
Sorry, what's
An
that?
outdated fashion trend you
That
wish.
I should come back. Actually, everything keeps coming back, so I don't have anything particular. If you notice, everything we are wearing right now has actually been there around before, and then it's kind of come back again. So pretty much everything kind of comes back, whether you like it or not.
Whether we like it or not. So that was rapid fire with Tamannaah Bhatia. Now we'll have a few fan questions as well. Too many of them. Let's see how much Vijayta permits us. This is Junaid Sheikh. Hi Tamannaah, who's your favorite from the three magical Khans and why? Junaid Sheikh from Mumbai.
There's no particular favorite actually. See, they all have achieved so much in their own right, and they're all three of them are, they are the most loved stars of our country.
Ji.
So I don't actually have a choice out of the three.
This is Mehmood from Pakistan. Ask her what about doing a movie with Salman Khan?
That's anybody's dream. Any actor's dream, I
Ji.
think, would be to work with Salman, and I'm no different. So yeah, and I have of course met him socially, and I think he's a very, very humble star. For the amount of fan following and name he has, he's
Ji,
somebody
ji,
who's
ji,
very, very humble.
Okay, so she would love to work with Salman Khan. Mohsin from Ankleshwar, Gujarat. Ask her who gave her name Tamannaah.
My parents, my mom and dad.
Your
Well,
mom.
I think my dad wanted to have a daughter, and उनकी तमन्ना थी कि उनकी एक बेटी हो. So मैं पैदा हुई, so they named me
Tamannaah.
Tamannaah.
क्या बात है. Okay, this is Ajay Pandey. It's like a very quirky question, and I think this person knows you quite well. Please ask her who calls her Tinsu Minsu and whom does she call Pandu?
Nobody's ever called me Tinsu Minsu till now, Ajay. If that's your pet name for me, that's the first I've heard it. Nobody calls me Tinsu Minsu. Okay. So you're the first. It's your copyright.
Okay, this is Sweetie Lover Charu. What was your experience working with Anushka Shetty?
So I know Sweetie since way before I worked with her. She was the first actress who actually helped me with a costume design. I didn't know who to go for costumes. Because she had already worked much before I kind of entered the film industry. And she barely knew me, but she helped me the moment I asked her for help. So I think that's how our like friendship took off. And then we've always been in touch thereafter. And yeah, I mean, she is one of those very non-filmy actresses, and who is very like, who of course does a lot of films, but is completely untouched by the whole filmy ambience. Okay, this is Supriya from Kolkata. What do you have to say on rumors of being in next Rohit Shetty movie with Ranveer Singh? That was actually an ad film which was in the format of a film. Okay. So a lot of people actually thought that it's a movie, which is not completely false because it was formatted like a movie, but it was actually an endorsement for Ching's. Okay. This is Rishi from Bhopal. Which is that Bollywood movie you wish you wanted to be in the lead actress? Any Bollywood film that you feel that you would have wanted to be? Definitely a film like Jab We Met. That was one of my all-time favorites. Okay, and maybe like a ABCD or something. Yeah, I mean, I think a dance film. I would love to be. In fact, I have not done a dance film yet, but I hope and wish someday somebody casts me for a dance film, because I don't know whether it's good or bad. I just enjoy dancing. Yeah, it shows. So that's primarily the reason I want to do it, because for people who dance, it's like going into another world. You completely cut off from your worries and your thoughts. You're so engrossed into dancing. No, in fact, I saw you perform live at Star Screen Awards. Oh, you did? Yeah, okay. It was outstanding performance. Thank you. Because movies में तो बहुत सी चीजें आप कर सकते हैं. Correct. But you can maneuver a lot. Yes. But on stage is a little hard. Right. In fact, certain speed पे dance हो रहा है, उसको भी आप fast कर सकते हैं. So there are a lot of things that you can do. Yeah. This is Kanad Roy from Durgapur. Last two questions, Vijayata ji. Kanad Roy from Durgapur, West Bengal. How are you able to sustain passion for one character for so long? I think she's referring to Baahubali. He's referring to Baahubali. Yeah. Baahubali, yeah. A film like Baahubali doesn't come to every actor, and the fact that I've been fortunate enough to be a part of a film like that. Rajamouli sir is a filmmaker that I think you have to be really fortunate to be able to work with him, and this opportunity means, I think if 5 years is less, मुझे अगर 10 साल 15 साल भी देने पड़ते तो I'd be like very happy to give that. Okay, this is Chigs PM. Recent film that you watched and you loved most. Any film that you watched recently and you really liked? I've seen so many films, but I keep watching a lot of small English films in different languages. I can't remember anything right now, but I keep watching films. Maybe that's why I can't remember them, because I watch so many of them. Okay, but what is it that you're doing in Hindi movies? After this, actually, I've already shot for a film with Vashu Bagnani sir. He's producing the film. Okay. Prabhas sir and I collaborate again. Of course, in a very different framework this time. Okay. It's a film in which I'm not wearing any makeup, and I'm playing a deaf and mute character for the first time. Okay. And what is it called? We haven't titled it yet, so the titling is yet to happen. Vashuji has produced it. Vashuji has produced it, and we've already shot for it. So that's my next release after Baahubali Part 2. Oh, that's wonderful. In fact, you've already answered so much about Ranveer Singh, but I'll still take this question. This is Sana from Kerala. What was your experience working with Ranveer Singh in the Ching's ad? You already spoken about that. Yeah, anything else that you would like to add? I think his stardom comes from a lot of hard work, a lot of perseverance, and like the pure passion of wanting to be an actor. And that is, it's so nice to work with somebody who's so involved and so engrossed. Work अगर एक ad film हो या film हो, the seriousness is the same. Absolutely. I think that, and he makes so much effort in looking, the part. Supposing he's playing, Ram Leela mein, if he's playing Ram, then he's dressing up as that, looking that, and embodying that even when he's not shooting. So that means, you know, a character really, an actor really internalizes. So I'm a huge fan of his actually. And I was
Even,
lucky to
even
work
as a
with him.
person, I think the way he just
So
gives that
energetic,
respect
right?
to people
Like,
actually. Like,
yeah, he's so
that if
normal and
he's
he-
totally with you actually.
Yeah,
Completely with you.
which is such a rare thing
Yeah,
to
that's
find
right.
in these
Yeah, that's
times, and I think he's very humble for the achievements he's made.
Absolutely right, absolutely. All right, so Tamannaah, Bhatia, it was lovely having you. We would have loved to speak to you
Thank
much
you.
more, but maybe on some other day.
Yes,
and
we should
maybe
meet
hopefully
more.
we should definitely we should, and hopefully after Bahubali, the conclusion, we would love to meet you once again.
Yes.
And yes, honestly, after seeing what you've managed to do with Bahubali, especially you've done a lot of other work as well, and especially that press conference. I don't know why that press conference keeps on coming back to me. That
The
Mami
Mami
press
one?
conference.
Yeah.
Because I think you spoke very eloquently. I think there's
you
a
know,
lot more to come from you.
I
That's
think
what
it
feel.
was more like when you feel something very strongly, you don't need to articulate it. It just kind of flows.
It flows actually. Yeah.
So I think it was one of those days where I was so like full of, you know, wanting to express myself, because when the release of Bahubali had happened, we had actually no promotion.
Right.
And we weren't able to express our happiness and our joy for being a part of a film like that. So I think that was my first, you know, opportunity to kind of speak about how I felt.
Yeah, but I think that eloquence, I think maybe also should germinate into some movie idea or something. It can reflect.
Of course.
Because it's the personality ultimately. Because
Correct.
if you you can relate to certain movies that this person can actually
Yes.
be part of, and you'd
Yes.
like say as an audience, maybe I would like to see certain things from you. Maybe like something in English for that matter.
Correct.
Or
Correct.
anything. So so hopefully it will happen very soon. So announcements will be made very soon.
Hope Faridoon's imagination's already manifesting as we speak.
Someone is watching somewhere. And
Someone's
you
watching
never know.
somewhere.
And any last thoughts to your fans on Facebook?
Everyone, please go watch Bahubali on the 28th of April, and thank you for all the love and support we've got from you, and thank you for watching us today. I hope you guys enjoyed this show.
Thank you very much, and congratulations once again for the wonderful, I think, dream run that you've been having, and we hope that Bahubali, the conclusion, is as big or maybe like a much bigger hit than what the first one was, and even in terms of the way it imprinted on people's minds. I hope that it happens.
I hope so too.
And thank you very much. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's all we have from BollywoodHungama. Keep on watching.
Yeah.